Comments and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised. That means peace be unto you. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad. Welcome to Liberated Sisters. With us today, it's so exciting. Yay. We have Student Minister Abdul Malik Saeed Muhammad. You know him affectionately, or have known him as Brother Student Minister Tony Muhammad. He's the minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's. Let me contain myself, right, because I'm excited. He's the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's Western Region representative. And again, you know him affectionately, or have known him as Brother Tony, Brother Minister Tony Muhammad. So he's here with us to pay tribute to our brother Nipsey Hussle, the he was murdered. You all have known that by now. If you're new to my page and to Morris Media Live, Nipsey Hussle, Ermias Askedom, the rapper, entrepreneur, educator, just beloved family man, was murdered in front of his Marathon clothing store. And so we're here to tribute him. Ground Zero, the Nation of Islam, under Brother Abdul Malik's leadership here, under the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, had a very prominent role in that. And so he's here to dispel a lot of rumors, but also to talk about his relationship and anything else about Brother Nipsey that he feels that we should know. And so we have that coming. He's right here in the studio. I'm so excited. He's very busy, but he took time out to be with Liberated Sisters. And so we're going to come right back with him. But first, the Justice Report. Today's Justice Report, straight out of the Final Call newspaper, and I won't belabor it too long. There is the very beautiful cover of our brother. The marathon continues. God is rising. That is the topic of today's show. We have the coverage on the cover from our editor, Brother Richard Muhammad. Nipsey's star still shines. It talks about the impact and the legacy, just how many people that our brother has touched around the world. I also have my story with a brother. Thank you so much. Shout out to Brother Abdul A.M. Muhammad. I needed help from a FOI, which is a male member of the Fruit of Islam, the Nation of Islam. They're called the Fruit of Islam. Brother Abdul came right in, filled in the gap. He was on security, but also handled a lot of business for the Final Call. So thank you, Brother Abdul, as well as Brother Sherman Muhammad, our photographer at Mosque number 27. And also, so we talked about what happened outside of the arena, and we'll get more into that. It wasn't all gravy outside trying to get into Brother Nipsey's celebration of life. And also, I wrote a story, Farrakhan honors Nipsey Hussle in South Central Los Angeles. That's a big ticket. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan went down into the rolling 60s. I was going to say 1960s. The rolling 60s stronghold in front of the Marathon store, and just loved on our people. These cameras really making me crazy. So anyway, let's go to the Farrakhan factor. Brother Jesse Muhammad is not here. I want to get you to Brother Malik, but right now I want you to hear from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the message he gave, some of it from Ground Zero for Nipsey, as well as the celebration of life at the Staples Center. And right after that, we're coming back with Brother Malik. Here we go.
Ermias. I like that name, but Nipsey is great too. Because in the original language in Eritrea, He's a homie. Nipsey means homie. One of the brothers that never forgot his roots. So all of you that love him, you cannot let his legacy die. He called it a marathon. And you know a marathon is no lightweight jog or sprint. As Jesus said it, the race is not to the swift or even to the strong, but the race is to those who can endure to the end. What our brother has done, God has called him back to himself. He's like somebody that God lent to the world, like he lent you and me to the world. You can't stay forever, because life must fade and fade away, and ultimately the flesh will die and return to the earth. But where you come from, listen to me carefully, where you come from, you can't return to God if you didn't come from God. So that spirit that is in you, the energy of your life, you must use it like Nipsey used his. To all of us who are here, who come to pay our respect to this prophetic soul, who is to hip-hop and rap what Bob Marley was to reggae. He is the prophetic voice of all in that community. What do I mean by that? He lived the gang life, but he didn't stay there. He lived the life of the hood, but he rose above the pull of gravity. They showed me a picture of Ermias with wings on. And wings in the scripture, it says, "Behold, I send my messenger from before my face. He will prepare the way before me, and in his wings there is healing." I saw that picture of my brother Ermias with wings, and I saw him soaring above the hood. Some saw him and said, "Where he going? Is he ever going to come back?" And sometimes when you can fly above the circumstances of your life, it produces envy and enmity and jealousy among those who have not yet learned how to fly.
Wow. That is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan speaking at Brother Nipsey Hussle's celebration of life at the Staples Center. And you can read more about our work on the ground, as well as our coverage of Minister Farrakhan's visit here and Brother Malik's work here, and all of the Nation of Islam members here at Mosque 27, as well as the Southern California region at finalcall.com. So I'm going to turn now to Brother Malik. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I really have to practice that,
Me too.
Because I'm trying to say, first of all, how do you feel you received this holy name from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan? How are you feeling?
Well, I mean, I'm still quite numb from all of the energy of the activities over the last week and a half. And I'm really going to have to just take some time to myself and just go sit and meditate and take it all in.
Yes, sir.
I'm overjoyed. that Minister Farrakhan would see fit to give me such a magnificent name, which the names are the attributes of Almighty God. Mm-hmm. And my only hope is that I can grow more into what those names mean and produce the magnificence of what those names mean.
Yes, sir. I'm getting messages for you since we started. I'm proud of you, big brother. They're saying your name. Salute. Hartford, Connecticut. People are watching from across the country, and they're congratulating you. Brother Tony, Brother Malik, you have done, I've been doing a mighty thing here, and I want you to help me with us here because, listen, you all, I've had a ringside seat. I've been on the very sidelines, whether right, left, front, back, but I've been there to cover it. He was here 5 years before me, got sent here from Georgia. But when I got here and started working for the Final Call as a baby in Islam, I've been able to see from day one the gang peace work that he's been doing and the different, of course, with people across the community, but I've just been able to see the beefs and the real fights that he's been able to settle and a lot of programs that he's been able to launch that benefit not just us as Muslims, but the community. So when Nipsey was murdered and the work that he and the FOI did down there, it was nothing new to see. So, because I know and I was actually there in the trenches with them, I may not ask some things that you all want to know. So, Brother Malik, I want you to bring out, pretty much make this your space. I want to start by saying, what is the most critical or most important thing that you want people to know about your role and the Nation of Islam's role at Ground Zero? And if I jumped over any sentiment you want to share about Brother Nipsey first, take it there too. I just want you to be able to be free to express yourself, and I'll jump in if I have to add something.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, I mean, a lot of people is very, very familiar now with Brother Nipsey Hussle, Aramis, and I tell you, the impact that this young soul has on people all over the world have literally blown me away. I don't follow hip-hop music as such. My sons kind of keep me relative.
Right.
But I've never, ever, even through Pac, even through Biggie, even through Prince, I have never seen a movement start as a result of a black man getting murdered by a black man.
Real talk.
That's what I've seen. So I just want to kind of tell you, after Nipsey, on the day that he was murdered, I got a phone call. And I was told by one of the lieutenants in the mosque, man, Nip just been shot 5 times. So my son and he was home with me, and he heard it because we was on speakerphone. My son do music with Nip. They've known each other.
Yeah. And
I rushed over to the scene. And as I'm going over to the scene, I'm getting calls from other gang leaders who are rivals or quote unquote enemies to the rolling 60s.
Yeah.
And was saying on my way, one after another one, man, our group had nothing to do with it. Our set didn't do that, Minister.
Wow.
Could you convey to the leaders of the rolling 60s we didn't do it? Well, why is that important?
Wow.
In the gang culture of Los Angeles, oftentimes gang members or sets take pride when they take the life of another gang that is their rival, particularly one who has the status that Nipsey Hussle has.
Wow.
So when I get to the scene, he, of course, had been taken to the hospital, but I went to some of the Rolling 60s leaders, and I said, hey, I got a call from such and such. I'm not going to call the sets names for reasons. And
that's right.
The leaders of the Rolling 60s said, Brother Muhammad, we already know. And I said, well, could I put you on the phone?
Right.
They said, well, we've talked to him, and I want you to know that we know no one from outside of the Rolling 60s did this. It was one of our own.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
Man.
And, I mean, people start coming up, just standing around. And then the next day, there was a prayer vigil. And I was asked to come to the prayer vigil. Some of the leaders asked if they could put a flyer out with my picture on, and I said, sure. Mm-hmm. And when we showed up to the prayer vigil, man, Slauson and Crenshaw was on lockdown. There were hundreds, maybe thousands, standing in front of the Marathon store. And when I come up on the scene, the various Christian pastors ran over to me and asked me, Minister, they won't let us in. Could we go in with you?
They meaning the police?
The gangs.
No. Okay. Okay.
Because they thought the pastors just showed up just to be on TV. Wow. And so they say, y'all don't F with us, so why you coming now? So when the pastors told me, I got them in a circle, and I said, now, pastors, you can go in with me. I said, but we too going to have to stop the religious gangbanging. We need to commit to right now that we'll work together to help heal our communities. And I got their commitments, and we walked in, and a couple of them had an opportunity to pray. Nipsey said something in an interview because he was putting out a documentary on Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
He said, if anything ever happened to me, I want y'all to ride for me. And so I said a few words from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to the crowd, and it was peaceful. So the nation, we left, the members, because we had to go to our men's class.
Yeah, I bear witness.
Now I'm in the men's class. An hour after we in our class, maybe an hour and a half, I'm getting calls that a melee broke out.
Wow.
Rumors about 3 fatalities. People was being stabbed. All was lies.
Wow.
And now I get a call, and it's from the mayor. The mayor, Eric Garcetti, along with the chief of police, called my cell phone. I put him on speaker so some of my staffs could hear them.
Yes, sir.
And the mayor, in an alerted voice, said, Minister Tony, at that time, please, we need your help. I said, what's wrong? He said, chaos broke out at the vigil, and only you and the nation can solve this or bring peace or calm to that area. Wow. Will you please go back?
Yeah.
I said, well, Mayor, we was headed back anyway. That's my life work. I said, but Mr. Mayor, are you willing to allow us to make an assessment and let us show you or give you ideas of how to keep our people calm, because that's what we specialize in? And would you provide the necessary resources, meaning barriers or anything that we need, and allow us to show you? And he asked the chief, Chief, is that good? The chief said, Minister Muhammad, any suggestion you give, I give you my word, we will follow. Whatever your advice to us is, we want to work with you. I said, good. Then I need you to say that tomorrow in a press conference.
That's right.
And the next day, they didn't quite say it all, but
that way
they did mention the Nation of Islam would be helping.
Yeah.
And we laid out how that day should go, how it should be set up, how the people should come in. And Sister Charlene, you know, you was there. When we took over and the police got out.
Got back. That's right.
It was so peaceful, not even an argument broke out.
Nope.
For the next few days, I mean, police officers, their jaws, they couldn't believe it. And so the mayor asked, how is it that you all do this with no weapons? I said, we have weapons. Our weapon is love.
That's right.
From the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he teaches us love of self and others and the proper handling of people.
Yes, sir.
And I said, but we got to talk about resources beyond this and help our community and put us in a position by applying those resources to the point to where we can go for ourselves. We don't need your money. And the third day, it was going so beautifully. The peace had been established. The third day after Nipsey was murdered, many of the gang leaders started reaching out for me and others and Big U and start asking if they could come through and show their respect for Nipsey Hussle. I'm like, wow. I'm talking about black gangs, Latino gangs, the Pacific Islander gangs, blown away.
They were out there.
And when all of the gangs, well, many hoods came together, and we witnessed, Sister Charlene, something we had never, ever witnessed in Los Angeles, that for the first time in the history of L.A., black people stood up on the basis of a black man killing a black man. Normally, we come together when white police officers or white people kill us.
Right.
It seemed like only when that happened, Black Lives Matter to us. But when the world look at a people, they say, wait a minute, Black lives only matter when somebody white kill you, which it should. We should be outraged.
Yeah.
But for the first time, we also showed we were outraged and we're sick of black people killing black people. In my honest opinion, that is the greatest way to show Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's got to matter to us. And two of the longest wars of gang violence between the A-Trade gangsters and the rolling 60s, we saw those two been mortal enemies.
Wow.
When they showed up in the parking lot, they embraced, and I mean, you couldn't see a dry eye nowhere. Everybody was like, oh, my God, God is great. Because that people thought that would never happen.
Yeah.
And then after that, get set after set after set come dropping their rags saying, we with it.
That's right.
We're with the peace.
Yeah. Or tying them together as we saw.
They start tying the rags together, and hundreds of them walked over to Nipsey Hussle's memorial and Ground Zero and paid their respects. I'm talking about enemies who are supposed to kill each other on sight.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
And they said, as long as the nation is there, we feel safe coming.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was.
It was, I was blown away. The Samoan or the Tonga people called the Tonga Crips blew me away. I mean, these brothers and sisters so huge. They supplied all the food for thousands of people that day.
That's right.
They fed everybody.
Yeah,
and they said our island means an island of love.
Wow.
I was blown away. Then I said, wow, the nation, we need to pay our respect. And we need to drop our flag into the rags.
Yeah.
And say, we with it too. And so Allah gave me an idea because it didn't start with Nipsey. Mm-hmm. We always go to gang shootings.
Always.
We have paid military respect to at least 3 other gang leaders.
Come on, wow.
This one was different to where we included the sisters. Mm-hmm. And the mighty MGT lined up so beautifully and the brothers flanking them. And we, for the first time, displayed our military uniforms to the public.
Yeah.
We only normally wear that to the mosque.
That's right.
And when we marched up on the scene, we lined up across the street. People was going crazy like, whoa,
yeah,
that's the nation.
Yeah.
And as we were walking across the streets, the sisters looking beautiful, military, serious. Mm-hmm. I was told that there were 7 to 8 women, mixture of black and Latino, fell to their knees and said, that's our nation.
Wow.
And when we did the original salute, we did it in honor of Brother Nipsey, but we held the salute for 33 seconds.
Yes, sir. I want to show it. I think this is a good time if we can show the NOI salute. It's going viral on social media. Here, let's take a look at the NOI salute.
Brothers and sisters, on behalf of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan and this grateful nation of Islam, we are here to dedicate this time and moment to one of our great princes, a king, a general. We first want to pay homage to his beautiful queen, Sister Lauren London, and their beautiful son. And we want their family to know that the nation of Islam we embrace, his family and extended family. We are a part of his hood. We love every black man and woman, every brown man and woman, no matter what your state in life is. Honorable Minister Farrakhan sends his love and his condolence that from this day forward, our prayer is that God finally have used a human being that can unite the black man and the brown man like we've never been united before. Let us stop all gang wars in the name of Nipsey Hussle. Let us stop all black on black crime, black on brown crime, brown on brown crime. Let us do this in the name of Nipsey Hussle. We are here to prove that his name, Aramis, it means God will rise. And for the first time in our history, this is the first time in the history of Los Angeles that we have stood up when a black man kills another black man. We are saying that crap is done. And we, in the name of Nipsey, we will try to unite all the tribes so that we can finish out his legacy. We are here because Nipsey Hussle's belief fall in line with what the Nation of Islam believes.
Yes, sir.
We believe in freedom, a full and complete freedom. As a people, we need to be free. We believe in justice, equal justice under the law, and we want that justice applied equally to all, regardless to creed, class, or color. We believe in equality of opportunity. The black and the brown, we want to be equal memberships in the society with the best in civilized society. And that's what Nipsey has done.
Yes,
he opened up business for his homie. That's love. He put his money, his time, and his efforts to show the hood. Not only do I love my brother, the rolling 60s, but I love all people who suffer. Let us this day show our love and our commitment that from Los Angeles, we will fulfill that scripture in the Bible where it is written that you will see the sun rising in the west in the last day. Thank you, Nipsey Hussle. Long live the spirit of Brother Nipsey Hussle. Join in with me. Long live the spirit of Brother Nipsey Hussle. Long live the spirit of Brother Nipsey Hussle. Long live the spirit of Brother Nipsey Hussle. It's in a prayer. Thank you. Attention, nation. Attention, prayer. And we pray. In the name of Almighty God, we beseech your help and ask your mercy. For we believe in you and we trust in you for all that we do. We thank you, dear Heavenly Father, for coming in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad. Thank you for raising from among us the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Thank you for giving to us a leader, a teacher, a guide that loves us unconditionally. Thank you for the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. Thank you, dear Father, for this, your soldier. Thank you for Brother Nipsey Hussle. He was an angel unaware to us. We thank you that he gave more in his 33 years than most of us can give in a lifetime. Let us, oh Allah, remove all impediments that hinders us from becoming united in peace. Oh Allah, we ask that you heal the mothers who are crying over the 25,000 who's been murdered by us. Let us become brothers one to another, oh Allah. Bless us to stop the religious gangbanging, the political gangbanging, the social gangbanging. Thank you this day for giving us this, your servant Nipsey Hussle. As we all say together in unity and in peace, we say, Ameen. Takbir! 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 Brothers and sisters, you may fall out and show your respect. Thank you. Oh, do we have final call? Can we get everybody get a final call?
Wow, Brother Tony. You know, you all, there was so much happening down there.
Yeah,
but as Brother Malik said, you know, the nation had to pay its tribute. And yeah, Brother Tony, this is as you kind of teared up there, and as well as when you spoke, I think at the mosque meeting too, about him the subsequent day. Tell us why.
Why did I tear up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have probably did maybe a little bit over between 100 and 200 funerals of young people who've been murdered due to gang violence. It was a culmination of the 25,000 years of pain that I've seen mothers have over losing their children, and I realized that I had not yet grieved. Mm-hmm. But that moment, I could feel the pain of the 25,000 black and brown mothers who no cameras show up in our hood.
Come on.
I cried because when white people are gunned down in schools and the outpouring of love, even from my own black entertainers and black business people, they send all kind of resources and love to those mothers. But no one is there for Shaniqua. No one is there for Sister Betty, for Sister Barbara,
right,
for Miss Gonzalez and Rodriguez. And I felt at that time that Nipsey paid a price to bring more attention to the 25,000. I cried because he wanted to be in our June peace ride where we were going to honor the 25,000 families who lost their children to gang violence and Nipsey Hussle. And my son was putting together 4 peace records for those mothers.
Yeah.
And I cried because this man thought enough of others than he did himself. So I thank Allah. And I knew that the world would get another look at the Nation of Islam. Because the cameras don't come in and show what we do day in and day out. So people think we're not relevant, think that we're not involved.
Right.
We're not like other leaders. We don't run the cameras. I hate cameras, you know, and so I could feel the pain of all the mothers who had lost their children to gang violence, not just here, even in Chicago and in New York and in Philly.
Yeah.
And now I know that over 50 million, I was told, could be 100 million saw that.
Wow.
And I got inboxed from Naomi Campbell, a model and actress, and she said, "Brother, I've seen your video 25 times and I can't stop crying." Wow. Thank Minister Farrakhan. Thank you to the Nation of Islam. You know, the game. Dr. Dre sent me a message. Brother, I got to get involved. What can we do to support you?
Yeah.
Tyrese, Denzel, Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm blown away. I got inbox from brothers from Yemen, Egypt, Palestine, saying, I didn't know the Nation of Islam was as strong in America. I got inbox from a royal family of whom I don't know who the royal family, they said he was royal, but inbox me from Dubai. So that display, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, "Brother, That is the greatest display of love I have ever seen.
Praise be to Allah.
Because it wasn't phony, because you all have been serving our community in that city. And you have made the nation of Islam and black and suffering people proud all over the world that brother, 33 years old.
Yeah.
And then I realized that this is my 33rd year in the Nation of Islam.
When you said that, I was blown away.
Yeah.
These correlations all over the
And
place.
Nipsey used the word, if he liked you, he would always say respect.
Yeah.
And they start chanting that.
Yeah.
And the name Saeed, that name given to me, it's given to a person who the community hold in the highest of respect.
Wow.
And I literally cried at that connection because that's something Nipsey said of me.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, and so that brother have actually catapulted a movement. So now in New York, the gangs came together and tied their rags in honor of Nipsey.
That's right.
In Baltimore, in D.C., in Philadelphia. And so we now are going to have to work hard because our enemies
Come on.
do not like what they saw. They do not like it because they have always feared any personality who could affect unity in black people and bring us all together. So that group that they call gangs, they fear them because they are fearless, and this is the Joshua generation. And so rumors are already flying, trying to get the gangs to go back to war. And I have to say to any gang members of whatever cities, you have to be careful of the rumors.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm just honored that Allah used L.A. and the minister said, brother, what you did showed me that we are going to beat prophecy.
Praise be to y'all understand.
And he even said to us that, brother, I don't think, because in our prophecy, we know that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that California would be destroyed with an earthquake.
But you would get the call first, right?
The minister said he don't think as a result of what he saw, he don't think that that's going to happen.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu
You know,
Akbar.
and so our work
Praise be to
is
Allah.
really cut out for us, and the world have seen the effect that our presence bring. It blew me away that the police couldn't stop when we took his hurts through the community.
That's right.
And the people was pushing the police down. And the FOI, the brothers just got behind the police and we spread our arms and the people just stepped back.
Yeah.
And they start shouting, y'all that's the real police.
You said the brother said that's the black police.
Right. And one of the female black police officers who was pushed almost to the ground grabbed my arm trembling.
Wow.
And say, thank you, Brother Muhammad, for doing this.
Praise be to Allah.
I said, sister, we got your back.
Brother Malik, you know what? You keep giving these great segues. I want you all to see what our people were facing down there because, you know, we don't. The scripture about the man is without honor. You know, we look at our brothers, and sometimes we take the FOI for granted. You know, whether it's in or out of the mosque. You know, call them paper boys or, you know, don't necessarily respect them because they're peaceful. But I want to show you what our people were up against if it were not for Minister Farrakhan having them and Brother Tony, Brother Malik, and Brother Student Captain Halim, our regional captain, and all the brothers down there putting their lives yet again on the line, which is their honor to do that for our people. And I want you to see. Now, this video is by Brother Brandon Brooks. I think you've seen it, Brother Tony. This is the early interaction with the first stampede, the police interaction with our people. Okay, let's see that so you know why it was critical for the FOI to be there, and I thank you all. Let's show it.
Brandon Brooks with the LA Sentinel. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Lisa Bologna.
And Lisa, again, I know we did an audio of you, but again, tell us about Nipsey's legacy and what's important about us all being here today. And, tell us a few words.
Well, first of all, Nipsey made me proud. He made me proud of not only being black, but where I'm from, which is this neighborhood. Nipsey kept it real at all costs. And he lived what he actually rapped about, which we this is what Nipsey was meeting with the police today in order to.
Officers! Guys, we're going, officers! Officers, we're going! Officers, we're going! Guys, go! Officers, please! Guys, just please be out here, homie. Come on, y'all, please! Sorry, officers, please, thank you. Please, everybody, come on! Now, please, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Ain't going nowhere, man. We here for next.
Opposite way. All that on video, too. Don't even trip. It's terrible. Unbelievable, man. Sad. I mean, they just trampled a woman, man. They trampled a whole lot of people. Trampled me, too. My hip fucked up, my elbow fucked up. I just can't believe that woman, man. They didn't even give people a chance, man.
That right there, I'm going to throw this to Brother Malik right now, but every time I went on Facebook Live, I said, thank God for the brothers down here, and I talked about that for a while, and I talked about Brother Malik, and I kept saying this would be different if they were not here. And so this is the first, that was the next night, and we had just, as he said earlier, we had just left. I saw 5 police cruisers passing by. I wanted to turn back, but wasn't going to do that. But that was when they were already at or headed to class. So you see the men's class, but you see the women were down there and they didn't even have enough time. But what was that? Pepper spray came from that back corner. So go ahead, brother. Now I'm hot again. I'm upset. Because this is what we were going to be getting, or nothing at all. It was going to be shut down. But this was the early interface with our people.
Yeah. I mean, again, it just shows you that the police force, I believe, in a systematic way, that they are trained, in a sense, to use brute force for our people because they believe us to be savages. Their training is rooted in the mindset of white supremacy.
Totally.
And so, therefore, look at how they handle us. UCLA can win the national championship and start flipping cars over and burning down police cars and breaking out car windows, but yet they're having fun. And you never see police officers beating white children on college campuses when they are having riots, you see. And so that's the example. And look at what they did, and then look at the peace that we established and when they was out of the area. In fact,
come on. That's right.
When the gangs came together to lay down their rags, they brought helicopters right over top of the gangs, and I yelled to the commander, "Get that damn helicopter out of here." And he
Go ahead.
called up, and they got it out of there.
Yeah.
And the gangs saw that. Said, "They did that for you?" I said, "Brother, we got you. We're not letting nothing happen to y'all."
Yeah, come on. That's right.
Only God. Ain't no Tony Muhammad or Brother Malik.
Right.
It's not us. It's God using us. And that's what people don't realize about the nation.
Yeah.
We have never secured a venue or a concert or an artist where something went wrong. Never. And artists have never lost their lives if we were securing them. A venue has never been meleeed when we was doing the security. We had a 1 million man march.
Come on.
4 times.
Right.
No incident.
Yeah.
See? So Allah says it wasn't you doing it. It was me doing it. Then he says, when you was on the brink of a pit of fire, it was there I united your hearts. And that's what we saw Allah do.
Praise be to Allah.
You see? And now we are getting feeling back into the spirit of our people. So now the brothers in New York can feel the pains of the brothers in L.A.
Yeah.
The pains of the brothers in Atlanta and Philly. We're losing the hatred of paralysis, and we're getting back the feeling of love.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Brother Tony, Brother Malik, as we have about 5 minutes, I need to wrap. I just want to say 2 things and then have you give a closing remark. The Heart of Hyde Park mural opening is going to be at the Afiba Center, 5730 Crenshaw Boulevard. You can get more flyers over at Haroon's Coffee Shop. That's right in Leimert Park across from Queen Amina's, a very beautiful, lovely art and culture hub there. I just wanted to pause because these are some great things happening in our community. But I want you to have as many minutes as you can, Brother Tony, Brother Malik, before I just say Assalamu alaikum. But let's continue. Like, what do you want us? What's our charge now? And how can we, the Black nation, just universal, really support you and the peace rides? How is that looking?
Well, God willing, we are asking the city, because God blessed us. This city owes us, the community, the Nation of Islam, the gang interventionists who helped. I have asked them to give us the new stadium that was built that holds approximately 40,000 people, that we can continue Nipsey's legacy, that day we will honor the 25,000 families who have lost a loved one to gang violence. That day we're going to be calling home, come home to our Black athletes. We're going to call for our entertainers, come home. Stop judging your people. Come home. Pool your resources together. Set up redevelopment. Set up manufacturing. Force Adidas. Force Nike. Force Puma. We should just start our own.
That's right.
But if you just got to have a relationship with them, make them do joint venture deals and set up manufacturing in South Central, on the south side of Chicago, in the Bronx, in Harlem, in Philadelphia.
Right.
Make them do right by us. We're going to be calling for the record labels. Stop using our prophets' voices, meaning our rappers' voices, to rap about murder, mayhem, calling our women bitches, whores. Words are very powerful.
That's right.
We're going to ask the labels, help us to heal what you helped to destroy, by allowing the rappers to rap words that Chinese people would not accept. Jewish people would not accept that.
That's right.
So why are you making us eat the swine of lyrics? That's what we're going to do that day.
Yes, sir.
We're going to ask the world to give to a foundation where that money now can be poured into Black Sam and their family to continue to redevelop South Central, where now we can have a town like Chinatown, like Koreatown, like Little Armenia, Little Cambodia. Every other ethnic group have separated themselves and carved out an area in America that's named after their country.
Yeah.
Well, we want an area.
Yeah.
We want to call it Nation Town.
That's right.
We don't even want to call it Africa Town because Africa is a white man's name.
And it's one last mass. We're one land mass. We're a nation.
That's what we are going to ask everybody. We're going to say, let's stop being paralyzed with hatred and let love run through our veins again like it did in the 40s and the 50s so that LA can feel the pain of New York. And then we're going to fly peace ambassadors, gang members into New York from LA to say, if we could do it, y'all could do it. Then they'll get on a plane and go to New York, go to Philadelphia, go to Atlanta, go to Houston. Peace rides should break out in every city in America.
Yeah.
And we now should start doing for ourselves. Stop begging the white man to do for us what our unity can do for ourselves. That's what time it is. And I believe this generation is ready. I believe the artists are ready. I believe the athletes are ready. I heard that LeBron James made the Lakers organization give Nipsey's family the Staples Center, or else he was going to do something.
I'm so glad to hear that. We're going to follow up. I'd like to talk to you, LeBron, about that. But thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Brother Tony, Brother Malik, he's perfect. You know, he has a show called The Truth Hour. We're trying to get it over here. But so we're going to wrap. Thank you for that. We have a heavy charge, everyone. He's given us a lot to continue and look forward to. I want to say finalcall.com for the coverage. This is our third issue on Brother Nipsey. And if you did not get your gift from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, 150,000 copies, gifts of love, hit me up. I think I have one or two. Maybe someone you may know in the nation has some, but I want to just say 8701 South Vermont to hear Brother Malik on Sunday. Also, as he spoke about Nationtown TV. Nationtown TV, you can catch him every Sunday and other lectures and clips by Brother Malik. And so I just want to say, hear Liberated Sisters this Friday, 8 a.m. on Radio Justice at radiojustice.org. This Saturday, 8 a.m., KPFK 90.7 FM, and always here every Tuesday at Morris Media Live, Morris Media Studios. That's morrismedialive.com. And so I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad saying, if it's impacting our community or can uplift us as a people, thank you, Sister Felicia. Thank you, Brother Malik.
My honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Rolling 60s and FOI for that protection down there at Ground Zero. I'm Sister Charlene Muhammad saying, if it's impacting our community or can lift us up as a people, pumps on the ground, let's talk about it. Peace.